What's up, gamers? Russian Roulette here, back from a long break, mostly due to school and a little bit of sickness, which I'm still battling through. So excuse me if I cough during this. So today I will be reviewing the Escalation Map Pack that just came out for Call of Duty Black Ops. To start off, I'm going to be talking about the multiplayer maps, which I didn't buy it for the multiplayer maps, which I'm sure a lot of you won't either, because I got it for Call of the Dead, the new zombie map pack. But alright, to start off, the 4 new multiplayer map packs are Hotel, Convoy, Zoo, and Stockpile. My 2 least favorite maps are Zoo and Stockpile. It's not necessarily the layout. Well, Stockpile, it's because the main building kind of makes me peeved. But they're extremely dull. They're not bright. It's the same exact thing we've seen on every other map except for Nuketown and um I forgot the other map. I don't even care. Um, but yeah, they're very bland. They're dull, and they're just kind of stupid to me. Um, but Stockpile is the one I just can't stand because in one of the trailers when they were talking about it, they're like, "Oh, Stockpile, get in that main building, lock it down, and you'll be set, for the rest of the match." Lockdown is you press a button inside, the metal door goes down, a person outside can run up to the button that is outside and lift it back up. So there's no lockdown ever created. I guess they wanted to make it fair. They didn't want it, it's when it's shut, no one gets in, no one gets out. Um but there's also, what I do understand though is that they put kind of like some broken down walls on the bottom and top floors, um, or the basement floor and the main floor that you can get through, which I understand. That makes it fair. But I wanted it where you close that door and it stays closed until you open it. But what are you gonna do? Um, so my third map that I'm in the middle of, I don't mind it, but I don't like it. It's Convoy. Um, The reason I don't really mind it, but I don't really like it, is there's nothing special about it. It's just a run and gun map. If you get up on a catwalk, you can snipe. There's roundabout areas, not roundabouts, but where you can go around the map to like get away from the main bridge that you generally are fighting on. But besides that, there's not much to it. One fun thing though is there's a gas station, and every time you walk out of it or walk into it, a little bell dings. That's probably my favorite part of that map. Um, so the last map for multiplayer is Hotel. This is my favorite by far because it's nice and bright. It's got different colors, and it's a different theme than most Black Ops maps are. Because most of them, are war-torn areas or in Russia or in this, that, the other thing, as long as it's being blown up. Um, this, it's different. It's a nice like scenery. Um, the one thing that kind of made me peeved on it was in the trailers. So like, there's an elevator that when you take it up, you can set claymores at the top so no one can get to you. There's no point to the elevators because there's a main floor and there's a second floor you can go onto. So you can take, the 5 seconds to go up the stairs, or take the 9 seconds to go up the elevator. It's not worth it, and I'll deal with it. I don't even use the elevators unless I'm trying to escape, and I close them for a little bit of protection. But other than that, nothing special. But it is my favorite because it's nice and bright. Now, to the meat and potatoes of the Call of the Dead. Uh, so it's a new zombie map pack for any of those who don't know. Um, Probably the first reason that I like it is that they have wicked good actors in it. They have Danny Trejo, who is like, if you've seen Machete, he's in a lot more movies. I just can't think of them, but um, Machete is his newest, I believe. There's Sarah Michelle Gellar, who is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Um, There's Michael Rooker, who's from The Walking Dead. For those of you who don't know who Michael Rooker is, and they've seen The Walking Dead, he's the guy that they handcuff on the building, and they like cuts off his hand, and they like they're trying to find him, but their van gets stolen by him and whatnot. And then finally, but not by not least, is Robert Englund, who plays Freddy in the horror. Um, and then George A. Romero is also representing in Call of the Dead. He's kind of like the main boss in the entire thing. He starts off with you in level 1, but for all of you who are just like, holy crap, that's stupid, basically, he's like a crawler. He just walks around. He doesn't really attack you unless if, like, he'll get pissed off if you, like, knife him or shoot him. And if you do that, he'll just grow, like, 9 feet and become enraged and charge at you with his mace that's improvised by a stage light. And what you have to do is you have to run, because there's like little ponds of freezing water that you can run into, and when he hits it, he cools off, and he's not mad anymore. Excuse me. And yeah, so I'm gonna admit I didn't know what George A. Romero looked like before this, so it was kind of interesting to see what he actually looked like. But for those of you who don't know who he is, he's the one who's considered to have made the modern zombie. Um, all basically of his movies have been about zombies. So as you can tell, he's a director, but in my opinion, he's been on a bad streak for about 15 years, and I don't have about 10 years to rant on that. But so the good and bad thing about the Call of the Dead map is it's just massive. Like, it's good that if you want to make a huge roundabout, you need to get away from a pack of zombies. It's good for that. But if you kind of get lost, like the first 2 times I played with my friend, we had no idea what we were doing. We just kind of ran around, and eventually I realized that we probably should look for the power. I mean, it only helped a little bit, but at least it's something. There's also another big problem is if you don't have friends and you go on to play with a bunch of random people, which I've tried a couple times because my friends weren't online. A lot of them just kind of troll and shoot Romero so he gets mad. Make sure to block everyone so that they get killed by him, and then they quit before they get killed by him. So yeah, not everyone. I won't say everyone does that. There are people who actually play, and I have had 1 or 2 good games amongst the like 10 I've tried to play with a bunch of random people. But all in all, if you're gonna buy this map pack, buy it because you want to play zombies with friends, not because you want to play multiplayer maps. Because I don't think they're worth for the multiplayer maps, but I believe it is definitely worth $15 for this zombie map pack. So this has been Russian Roulette for a Wildside review. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Peace.